Hello everybody, we are back, and if you've been waiting patiently for the ace game of the third place series, we are about to go live into that in just a moment, so thanks to everybody for sticking with us. I'm not surprised though, because the games today, every single one of them has been incredible. Just to recap, I mean, I don't even know if I can recap it. It's just been so many comebacks, like game after game of comebacks. It's been brutal from the start. Everything from the infantry skirmishes at the beginning to the long tank battles with the indirect fire at the end. I am exhausted. Stormpanther, how are you feeling?
Yeah, same. And I think also the players are. It's crazy, and it's quite funny to see because in the semis we had 2 times Axis winning, and now we had 2 times Allies winning on the same map. And yeah, now we are again on the ace game. It's on L's outskirts. And let's see if Axis or Allies will win this time.
Just, sorry, Stormpanther, I'm going to just brighten your window up a little bit, because I know you've got the light on, but it's still not quite. There we go.
I could a little bit more if you want.
No, don't worry, I'll do it. I'll do it. There we go. Perfect. Amazing. So basically, yeah, this is the ace game for this series, and we're going to waste no time getting into the game. Here goes. Hello everybody and welcome to the map Elst Outskirts, the scene for our incredible battle that is incoming. We have had game after game after game of comebacks on all of the games that we've cast today. Playing on the south side of Elst Outskirts right now, as the British faction is going to be Opportunity Cost, his partner, playing as the Soviets, is Thoton.
And on the left side, we have the Axis side. We have von Asten playing the Wehrmacht player, and OKW player is Helping Hands. I'm not sure, but I think TR clan had victory point lead, so it seems like they decided to play allies on this map. And we see straight away 3 commander picks up. What are they?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a little bit of a surprise, finally, I think, from Helping Hands. So we've seen him play Special Operations, most of the games that we've seen him play Axis today when he plays OKW. He's now gone for Ground Offensive Doctrine. So this, I think, is a really interesting choice. I think it's actually a really good map for it as well. You know, especially when you are going to utilize things like smoke. You know, the reconnaissance smoke drop. It's a good map for it. There's a lot of narrow choke points here. Obviously, Von Asten has played Infantry Doctrine for Austere pretty much every single game he's played Austere today, and no surprise on the British side, Opportunity Cost picking Royal Artillery Regiment. If you don't know why, well, you know, just wait and see.
You said it, just wait and see. Yeah. It seems like we have again like that Opportunity Cost playing as a Brit player facing Helping Hands in 1 versus 1 as the OKW player. On the right side, meanwhile, Von Asten is fighting his 1 versus 1 versus Thoton, and this time we have only wire on the one side of the house, not on the right side.
Yeah.
Or the other side.
Good for Thoton so that he can utilize the house whilst Von Asten can't. And Stormpanther, just going back an hour or so to the drama that we created on Twitch between Helping Hands and Opportunity Cost. They are fighting each other on their side of the map. An old 2v2 partner of Helping Hands, cast aside for Von Ivan, cruelly, now begs his revenge against Helping Hands.
Nice Sturmpanier flank here from Helping Hands, and actually Infrasection has to go out of the building. Now the building goes to a OKW player. Looking well for actually OKW versus Brits, and this is a close range infrasection in the house. It's not the best idea, only 2 windows, but still. But here comes a universal carrier and he will turn around to fight. I guess infrasection has to retreat, Panzer comes to flank. And this is a heavy build of Panzerfusil this time, so I like that they changed the tactics. Like last time in the same in Ace game, it didn't work versus Rivera and Hooligan. So this time no command depend, as you already said, and more infantry play. As we see left side as well, a lot of grenadiers staying all together with a pioneer from von Asten on the victory point.
Well, I mean, I've got to say, like, when it comes down to infantry play, if you need to get something done, you tend to blob. I mean, say what you want to say. I mean, blobbing is a strategy. There are anti-blobbing mechanics, but not at this stage of the game, and I think that's why von Asten is doing it now. And, yep, it is pretty damn effective. Opportunity cost coming in with the Universal Carrier to try and reinforce, but the flamethrowers on Photon's Engineers with the newly upgraded Wasp on Universal Carrier are going to easily push all those infantry away.
Nice team play here from Opportunity Cost. Definitely forcing completely both Foxengiers away and gives now time for Toton to win a lost battle actually and grab the victory point on the left side.
A second there where every single unit that von Asten owns was retreating. We all know why.
Well,
Universal Carrier. It's such a nice thing to see the Wasp at this stage of the game because, you know, they're either going to force their opponents to build, well, especially Helping Hands, the Raketten, or they're going to have to wait, you know, for a light vehicle or the AT gun. The Wasp is so effective here at helping the Allied infantry fight.
Yeah, it's actually right now it's the strongest unit the Brit player has on this close combat map. Guess we will wait. I'm going soon for Vickers and later on for the land officer, which is doing well. Maxim is out for Toton, so 3 conscript, 1 Maxim. And we see right now actually Helping Hands is trying to grab the double munition, and it seems like there's no reaction so far, so we will decap that, but middle is heavy under pressure with this Universal Carrier, and we see a cutoff push right now coming in from Opportunity with 3 into section over the middle, and we're going off the cutoff point and no fuel for Axis very soon.
Yeah, von Asten is, by the way, looking to get munitions on the right for double munitions. I think that's really powerful for the Axis. It'd be really good for Hands. He wants to get his G43s up, of course, and that would be amazing. Of course, that has been strongly denied by a great cap of the strategic point connecting Axis fuel in the east. So really, really good play from Opportunity Cost here.
Yeah, they need a little bit more units. It's just going in, but there are 3 infantry sections, but you can use camp, but Universal is also there to protect it. They just go away, letting the enemy run over red cover. Again, you can't go into green cover because of flames. You see a UTT2 out for von Asten, and maybe he can play a little bit more, and if he plays aggressive Universal Carrier it's dead, but he heard it maybe because he's already driving away.
Is the scout car trying to go around and flank it? I think he might be.
Now Puma as well, nice team play here, now push on the risk, they really want to kill it, and this is an important pick going in. First shots connect, Conscript have no teammates yet, Puma have to help him go. Flanking. What's the Puma doing? You know, Puma?
Trying to park it in a safe spot. And it actually wastes a lot of time for the Axis. The Puma misses the shot. Actually, a bit of a shot blocker there, but there is the kill. Puma's trying to get away because the AEC is now on the field and wants to give chase. Puma, fortunately, being on the road, is able to get out of there really, really quickly. That is a good play from Axis.
Yeah, nice team play together to push together, but as we just saw, the UTT2 alone wasn't able to finish it because of RNG. So Puma was there to save it. Let's hope this time this Puma will drive close range to AC and then we can do work. Yeah, now it's time for Pit Player to see what he can do now. He lost one of his strongest units on this map. His Sturmpioneers with Minesweepers, clearing out the mines. There's actually a lot of solar mines around already.
I just want to point out, Sternpanther, that I think Helping Hands and von Asten have been playing tournament matches now for 5.5 hours, alongside with us casting. Of course, they've been in every game of the series that we've cast today.
Indeed,
And
yeah.
they're just doing so well to keep up with it. It's almost as if like they've gone past the stage of tiredness now. They're just absorbed in Company of Heroes 2, and there is nothing else.
Yeah, it's impressive. Actually, I really like and happy that Helping Hands came back to his level after the one round where he failed. So nice to see him now back on the battlefield. And again, we see a new cutoff push from the allies on the right side. But meanwhile, Axis just say, okay, we kept your left fuel, so we still have one fuel connected, so we're fine.
Actually, very sensible of Von Asten to do this, and of course it's going to draw the attention of Photon, so they can't back up opportunity cost on the right hand side. So it's going to be a short-lived attack from the allies, I believe.
Indeed, yeah, let's retreat, and here comes the infantry killer, T70. It's really a pain in the ass to play versus. We have only infantry. And yeah, here's a T-gun now on the field, which is great and perfect timing from Asten, but it's still hard to play with one single T-gun to kill a T70. Great, you see T70 instant retreats. It should be fine. Here, allies are looking well now. Have double fuel at the moment, 2 victory points.
Oh, that's a lovely bait from opportunity cost there. You see, you knew that the Puma was going to drive over that. Great opportunity, and AC probably way too far away to go and deal with the Puma there. Things are starting to look good for allies. They've managed to take fuel in the east. They're going to take fuel in the west as well. Unless Von Asten has something to say about it.
Maybe one. T-gun is not in range yet, but he's sitting right now.
Hands,
So
capture the fuel
favorite
point,
thing
please. There we go.
First hit connect on the T70. Oh, I like it now. The other point is why you go 5 in Grenadiers is that you have free healing. What you just using 2 Grenadiers, the ability doesn't cost you any mission points. It's also very useful.
I'm not sure if this is some kind of bait here, actually. Puma's got to be really careful. We see Photon has been laying mines fairly far up on the front lines, actually. Been utilizing his time when Von Asten hasn't been there or has been in mass retreat. So Puma's got to be really, really careful. It's kind of confined right now to protecting against light vehicles through all the narrow sight blockers.
On the military point, first thing you're trying to grab the middle one, there's still 2 intersection waiting for him to go for it. And here it goes, he can't get the victory point with 2 intersection. He has to retreat the forts there. Guns? Yeah, there we go. But Von Asten is doing slowly but progress. Pushing slowly forward. Flanking the Maxim right now, Rifleate coming into the Maxim, Maxim is through positioning. Nice reaction there. 70 gets a nice shot there. Pack 4G is moving forward. Reflected.
Anti-tank gun and crew now ready for action.
Oh, here's the Stuka. Of course, Helping Hands gone for the Stuka pretty much every game so far. We know where it's going to be. It's a really good hit. It's very rare that we see the first hit today from a Stuka actually wipe something, but there we have it. Stuka
Nice,
with
yeah.
7 kills.
Never saw it before in the first run, yeah.
It's been so
So that's
passive
actually-
on the right-hand side of the map. You know, Hands is actually just locked down. He hasn't really had to do anything. Opportunity cost is just kind of playing in the center and locking down, building a trench there, just quite far up actually, that trench. But
The ability is ready now.
actually that's just allowed Axis to sit back passively, earn resources, and you don't want to do that actually. As allies, you want to be constantly pushing those resources and denying them from Axis especially.
It seems like they don't know how to know if to play left or right side right now. They're trying out some stuff, and I guess he wants to play more middle and left side as split because right now the mortar pit going up, and if he goes completely to the right side, the mortar pit is open to a flank.
Mm.
So we just want to play together.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Yeah, Axis are very stabilized right now. Another TCAM comes in as well to the Puma. See a range on it?
The fresh mortar crew has arrived.
Or maybe the small wooden house is blocking the toilet with a T-gun.
Oh, I think we see artillery, by the way, on that house outside of the left VP. Pioneers just managed to get out of it
Now available.
as it is destroyed by the British
We are losing a sector.
coordinated barrage.
Totem is making a big push left side, forcing Van Asten to retreat, capping all the stuff, and Totem went for shock and Cover 2 and Cover Ice 2. So shock rifle frontline tactics, and this commander is really strong on this map. You have shock troops, you have a KV8 which spawns everything on this map. Another shooter rush coming in on the right side, on the house on the victory point, probably.
Oh, and it actually gets the MG inside the house. The Vickers is down for opportunity cost. That's a really good play on the right-hand side. And if you look at Hans right now, he's now moving in to capture the VP. There's green cover sandbags there for him as well. T-70, by the way, goes down. Not sure whether there was a mine there. Vehicles destroyed on the Pack 40 there is actually one. So Pack 40 may have killed that. Valentine's for opportunities cost is having to come around to deal with the victory point decap on the right-hand side. They really don't want that side to fall whilst they're putting so much effort into the left and center.
As usual, if you go for the Sexton Commander, Valentine, instant call in, you don't have to take anything, so that's why normally every person goes for this one, because call-in is still a call-in, and call-in is strong.
Well, you know, like now, after the Winter Balance patch, then you've got Brits actually gain experience points, like command points from teching up, so the Valentine's comes up even quicker than it may have done previously. It's just a no-brainer to go for that unit as Brits, especially if you have a Wasp and an AEC, or the Universal Carrier and an AEC, sorry.
Yeah. The 70 just got replaced to build a new one. Taking into comes another conservation barrage on the weapon team of Van Asten. This MG is in big trouble. Bomber shot needs to connect with ducts. So the moment Van Asten is playing a little bit 2 versus 1 on the left side. Alex really wanted to take the left side. Puma going into Hunt. ASD, one more shoots to connect, and ASD goes down to the Puma. Nice pickup here from Helping Hands.
Lost a Mark III armored car.
Yeah, beautiful play. Really beautiful. Valentine's now is, I think, maybe trying to see if it can find the Puma, but Allies have just managed to push Von Asten back, and they're trying to look for avenues where all of the infantry can suddenly flood through the gap in the defenses. And Tommy's there. They have found the mortar.
Seems like Helping Hand once again to kill the mortar pit, because he's going again for medic after mesh, and I think we'll see soon very soon ISG counter.
Good minesweeping from Von Asten. Minesweepers are actually... Give me a second, sorry. I'm just going to stop the cast for a moment. I don't know why this is happening on Steam, but Barton as usual. Sorry, everyone, to do this in the middle of a cast. But I'm just going to make sure that this is fixed. All right, we'll go back in.
All right. What I wanted to say is that even after nice pickup like the Universal Carrier is dead, the T-70 is dead, the AC is dead, Allies are still on the field, doing some nice work. Victory point is in lead over 100 victory points for Allies. Big and Soul, left side, getting put down from the Maxim, the rifles flanking around a massive away pin, but still has retreats.
That's a really good amount of suppression. Like, so many squads got suppressed then from the Maxim, but not enough. You see Thoton is just trying to throw infantry units back in so that they don't lose the fuel and hand double fuel to Axis on the right side. You can see that it's still happening. Are you serious? Sorry, I'm just gonna stop the cast until I fix this. Sorry, I don't know why this is happening. They've even signed out of everything now. Don't know why this has been reset either.
What did you change, by the way, with my video?
Ah, you saw it, did you?
Yeah, I just saw it now.
Where is the setting to turn this off? I haven't got any settings that are allowing this. I was offline on Steam, baby. I'm trying to look for the option that just completely blocks this. I don't understand why that's happening. I mean, nothing is on at all, so I don't understand why that's happening. That's very annoying. All right, we'll try again. Sorry, by the way, to everybody. I actually don't know why that is happening. Barton the troll, as always. Sorry to ruin the ace game of this series, but we'll go back in and just try to deal with it anyway. So anyway, getting back into this, the Axis having a really good time here, just managing to push the Allies with a great infantry push from Von Aston. Hans has been playing phenomenally on the right-hand side, but is starting to get pushed away by concentration barrage from opportunity cost.
Yeah, nice push there. His gun is away, but he can't certainly steal it. There's still solid unit around. Trucks coming in, Valentine to protect this. His gun is well helping Proton. I'm wondering when we see Axis tanks out. I hope we see a Brum Bear very soon. Like, Von Aston has already T4 up in his base. He has the manpower and fuel. Brum Bear could do so much work with all the infantry. They're coming, shooting in the middle.
We know where that's going to go, absolutely, because the Stuka is probably the only thing able to reach that, and it's going to spend the entire game going to try and get rid of the mortar pit.
Yeah, but I'm wondering because if the people of like opportunity cost realizes the next time we'll just brace it and the Stuka rockets will deal like 0 damage at all. But I've always tried to kill some weapon teams as well, and here's the ISG. On helping hands.
Axis have a really threatening army. In a lot of the games today, you know, like Hans has played this support role. He's definitely doing it on the vehicle side with the Stuka, you know, he takes that. But the start of this game with the 3 Panzer Fusiliers was really good. I mean, I actually don't know if the Allies were expecting that. Photon and opportunity cost, like, they've seen that in any of the games so far. So it's a bit of a curveball, and opportunity cost has had to figure out the way around that. Valentine's, I think, is sensible, but losing the AEC and the Wasp is clearly hampered his efforts to push on the right-hand side, though he is getting stronger.
Here comes the Kuma versus the Valentine. No range yet. Missed shots. Oh, nice shot on the Panzer Fusilier retreat. Dropping some models there. And T70 also doing on the left side a lot of damage to the Grenadiers, always have to keep this low HP. It's Maxine. Panther is now in production, no problem there. T70 gets fausted. The T-Gun sadly missed the shot. Shock's coming in now. Flank everything away and nothing to stop right now. The T-Gun could be going down maybe. With the shock troop here. Could steal it.
Well, it's going to be very expensive to recruit it with shock troopers. Nevertheless, it might be worth it to have a Pack 40 with shock troop models on it.
Yeah, definitely worth it. I mean, especially now he has nothing with the 70 and you have one more good T-Gun. Nice smoke using there from the shocks to save it. And yeah, it's crazy that allies are still so strong in this game after losing the light vehicle play. Here coming in, trying to find the T-Gun, finds it.
Oh, that's a shame because the shocks on the AT gun are going to be pretty cool, but that's gone now, and it's going to be heavy reinforcement cost for Thoton. So a really good pickup from Hans there, and good teamwork between the two of them because I know Von Asten's going to have had to have relayed that to Hans and the position that it would have been retreating. Panther here needs to be careful. 2 AT guns ready to fire on it.
Yeah, but helping hand should focus on right side again. Complete right side goes in the hand from allies, which gives triple cap and double fuel. Somehow. But the insulation barrage coming in the middle on the MG and the ISG. It's not reacting yet, helping hands.
Oh, Von Asten is trying to dive the Panther around the left-hand side of the map. Just hits a mine, overextending into enemy territory. Is there anything that the allies can do with this? Just the opportunity cost has brought on a Centaur, so it's definitely not going to be that.
Yeah, 2 AT guns with 3 men. What's coming in? But still Katyusha coming in, forcing a good player to retreat there. The Panther's not out of action yet. Conscript giving line of sight. The T-Guns try to set up. One shot connects.
I really loved seeing the Centaur played on this map in some other series last week, and really hope to see it played again, effective in the center. But Centaur, of course, when it does get its veterancy 1, has a really brutal ability in the strafing fire, which is capable of wiping infantry squads very quickly.
Was wiping a Grenadier, and the second Grenadier has to run for his life. This will be safe, but one down. Smoke coming down in the middle from helping hands to try to take the weaker point, but intersection just in the last second. We're able to get people in the cap area.
That's a huge Stuka strike though from Helping Hands, who wipes one of the Tommy squads from opportunity cost. At least I think he does. Yeah. It says one retreating to me, but I don't think that's true.
Intersection there, but still allies looking somehow still super strong from map and victory points and still pushing forward. Puma needs repair.
Von Asten is so aggressive with the Panther. It's got to be really difficult for Thoton to deal with because the Panther's just poking its head in the west and from the VP direction. Allies, though, double fuel at the moment. This is great play of opportunity cost. Like, Hans just hasn't been on the right side in a while. It looks like Von Asten and Hans are just trying to play center left. But, of course, the fuel resource is on the right, so Hans, I think, has the responsibility to go over and deal with that, which he's attempting now.
The capture point is being overrun.
It was a smoke drop from the Stuka for Helping Hands. This is going to help him just decap that point Puma's gone to help push the Tommies out of the fuel point on the right. It's sensible from Hans because they're going to struggle to get them out of there with the Panzer Fusiliers. I think my co-caster's internet has dropped here, so it looks like we're going to be solo casting from this one then on. This has been a very eventful cast, and now I'm left on my own to deal with everything. Thank you anyway, Sturmpanther, for what you contributed thus far. Well, let's have a look at Von Asten. He's bringing in the Panzerwerfer. We've been expecting this because there's just been so much indirect fire in 2v2 in general. And this has been quite regular in the build for Helping Hands and Von Asten in plenty of the games. Triple cap coming in for the Allies right now. And really, you've got to look at Von Asten's build and think he hasn't left him with much diversity. He's really relying on kind of like one macho build to try and muscle his way through enemy defenses. And when you look at the Allies, you always see there's a bit more variety. They always have something to deal with the situation. So Von Asten here primarily just trying to flank wherever he can. And you see the 2 machine guns from Photon. He's doing a really, really good job of negating those flanks time after time. Panzerwerfer, forgotten the name there, just relatively ineffective at the start. So good having the Centaur there to help deal with all these problems. Helping Hands lost the fuel on the right hand side again. He's just not managing to find the time to capture it. T-70 there, a little bit overextended. Panther actually misses. There's 2 AT guns defending this T-70. Panther has to hit here. I think it's actually going to get one last shot off. It does. AT guns have to get out because there's a fragmentation bomb coming in, and it's very effective. One of the Zis guns goes down. Pack 40 still in Allied hands. We do have a Panzer IV that has just come in for Helping Hands now to try and deal with the infantry on the right-hand side. But you hear there, Axis down to 100 points against 441 from Allies. It is the ace game of this series. And they have a long way to go to pull this one back. IS-2 has been called in by Photon. Really good spend there and definitely paying for itself already. Gets a squad wipe on Von Asten's Grenadiers. Helping Hands trying again just to neutralize some of the AT. He's successful in doing it. The Panzer IV is coming in, supported lightly by the Puma, which I think was just trying to go for the Valentines there. Just looking for that one magical shot, just not able to get it. It's going to be an interesting engagement. The IS-2 heavily armored. You've got shock troops also heavily armored moving in, but they get killed immediately to the Panzerwerfer barrage. A big loss there for Photon. The Panther is essential right now in helping to deal with the IS-2 because that unit has heavy armor. And only Hans's Panther is going to be the solution to penetrate that. Hans just losing his MG-34 on the right-hand side. So much going on in this match right now. The right-hand side is open again for opportunity cost to go and capture it, but I think he's just too focused on trying to keep these VPs. If they can keep hold of the VPs for a little bit longer, they will win the series. Von Asten forced away by concentration barrage from opportunity cost. Oh, this is nice. Puma comes in, gets 2 shots off on the center, changes the position of the AT gun. The Panzer IV then sees an opportunity to go around and pick up this unit. The IS-2 is slow. It's not going to be able to come back in time. Sappers here are trying to get close so that they can get an anti-tank grenade, and the Panzer IV is health damaged and will get snared. Hans has to be so careful here. Oh, but he's just stalled it for a second. That's going to be an AT grenade. IS-2, however, currently occupied on this side. There is a captured Pak 40 for Thoton that's going to be able to penetrate the Panther easily. Panther has to be so careful. Main gun destroyed. Take one more shot. Pak 40 dies. Axis are just so desperate to get this VP in the center right now. They don't really have anything there to capture. Panzer from the center. Oh, good work from the Allies to keep that Pak 40 in Allied hands. 11 points remaining. Axis to win this would have to sit on these two VPs for about 30 minutes. I've said a number of times already today that it can't happen, and every time it's happened, so I'm going to be careful about what I say. VP in the center is neutralized. That is a huge Stuka barrage through in the center. Katusha just missed its target completely. The IS-2 is trying to get repaired so that it can get back into the fight. VP is still ticking. Hans is just trying to make his way into the center. They've got to get rid of all of these infantry first, and they've got to do all of this really before the IS-2 gets back into the battle. Smoke dropped from the Stuka reconnaissance for Hans here. It's a nice play just to break the line of sight that's getting suppression. Getting suppression on the infantry. Von Asten is just going to get around the arc of fire for this Maxim and force it away. Crucial, crucial timing. Now, opportunity cost is going for a Churchill here. And the Churchill with its heavy armor is just going to cause so many problems. An IS-2 and a Churchill. We've only really got the Panther from Von Asten to deal with it so far. Hans has a Vet 4 Puma, but I don't think it's going to be enough. There's a Werfer in the center, wipes the squad. It is so key that he keeps doing this. Just a real slog on this time. I think Hans is actually dropping another smoke reconnaissance run. He just needs to keep breaking the suppression from that machine gun. But now the Centaurs come into the fray. And the Centaur is just going to make sure that that VP is not capped by the Allies. Something has to happen here. Von Asten knows it. He's going to make a dive now for the IS-2. Even if he does, the main issue right now is the VP in the center. This could be a great play, but is it going to be enough? Pretty sure the Churchill is in the center now. Hans just throwing Panzer Fusiliers in there to try and stop the cap back into Allied hands. The T-34 is having to come over to help deal with this snare from the conscripts, and there's going to be a ram from the T-34. Crew shock, a little bit of health remaining. What does the what does the Centaur think it's doing here? Oh, it really is so tense. VP in the center goes into the hands of the Allies. If Hans doesn't manage to decapture this now, it will be game to Photon an opportunity cost. And Panzer Fusiliers die there in the center. There is no chance to recover this game from this point. It is going to be GG. Photon an opportunity cost. Taking their seeds for the main event. GG, well played.